Media is a very powerful tool, and it should be used in very creative and innovative ways to bring about transformation on the continent. My initial career was in news, and we used to have a saying in those days that if it doesn't smell, it doesn't sell. And unfortunately, many of us have bought into that. So we whether it's entertainment, whether it's music videos, of which we have a gazillion of them in Nigeria, I cannot say that the production values or even the values that we're talking about women, we're talking about sex, we're talking about drugs, we're talking about, very mundane things. But guess what? Because it appeals to sometimes our basest senses, that's where the audience is going. That if you're a young person wanting to go into the development space and make a difference, then it is imperative that you come to the table with very creative ideas. It is imperative that you begin to think outside of the box. But the end game is this: whether it's talk shows, whether it's documentaries, whether it's news, whatever the format might be, the essential thing is excellence. Whatever you do has to be excellent. 2, it's got to be creative. It's got to be entertaining. You've got to follow these 3 principles first before you get people's attention. So I would say, don't just do things just to get the word out there, just because you need a job, just because you need a contract. What is it that you can do that really makes a difference? Whether it's a music video, whether it's a film, whether it's a talk show, it's all about people and it's all about stories. So how are you crafting that narrative? How are you telling that story in a way that is compelling? There's never been a time as exciting as this where the world, institutions, corporations recognize that if we're going to transform the continent, think about it. 30 years from now, Africa will have a population size that is double that of India and China combined. Where are we going to put those individuals? Where are the opportunities? And it is in the interest of governments, it is in the interest of institutions to empower these voices to be able to tell these development stories in a very, very creative way. There is much work to be done. It can be done just by politicians. It can be done by those who are in government. It's a collective effort. There is a sense of urgency that I have. I mean, I could have gone on and worked in other commercial spaces over the years, but my sense of urgency is this. You look at Nigeria. I grew up in a Lagos that had a little over 1 million people. That just tells you how long ago that was. Today we have 20 million people. If current trajectories continue, we will have about 40 million people in the not too distant future. Where are the hospitals? Where are the schools? Where are the playgrounds? Where are the social amenities? Where are we going to put this mass of humanity? How are we thinking through this space called Lagos, for example? How are we thinking through the space called Nigeria? Right now we have one of the largest number of internally displaced people in Africa. If we look at what's happening in the Northeast, that is Nigeria. But just because we live in Abuja, because we live in Lagos, we're so far removed from what's going there. Who's going to tell their stories? Are we even telling the stories? The world wants to know. Those are stories that are waiting to be told. What are those human interest stories? What are those compelling things? We shouldn't wait for CNN or the BBC to begin to tell our own stories. We need to shape our own narrative and tell our own stories. But I just want to say this, that for those who are passionate, for those who are hardworking, for those who are creative, and for those who are innovative, there is a world of opportunity for you. You can make a difference. You're called for such a time like this. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. And God wants to use you to do amazingly great things. I believe in you, but much more importantly, God believes in you, and he is counting on you. God bless you.
Victor Oladokun will be speaking at the platform. Date 1st of October. Time 9 a.m. Venue The Covenant Place, Iganmu. Admission is free, but to register, visit www.theplatformnigeria.org/register. The platform is powered by Covenant Christian Center.